Hello, everybody. My name's Artendris, and welcome back to Tensura Roguelited. This totally isn't the second time I'm doing the intro so that I could make sure I got it right this time. Anyways, I'm recording late at night, but typically this happens because there's a test thing that I saw in the comments that I wanted to test immediately before I forgot. And this is a good case because this is the last chance we're going to get to before I revert back to the old version of mysticism so that we could try out the last 3 BTR skills tomorrow. And then that will be it. This series will be going on hiatus until there's one add-on I'm really hoping gets released soon by officially, it's actually officially by ManasMods, the people behind the Tensura mod itself. But yeah, there's obviously mysticism just got updated, but this version has a few problems that need working out. Yeah. And so we'll be reverting, we'll be testing out the Veldora Velgrynd Azathoth skills, and then that will be it for now. But anyways, last time we were testing out what is it called? Stagnator and Bushiasta, which is actually a pretty cool, this itself is a pretty cool skill. So Stagnator, basically it has a Severer thing with a pretty big damage boost, basically coat your attacks and do health damage or health damage. Yes, that's how damage works. It gives like a, that is not the same boost it was giving before, actually. Our other skills are stacking on top of it to make the Stagnator boost bigger, too. That's pretty cool. And then basically stagnate, everything around us gets super slowed. In action, if we hold this over time, we freeze in place, but we'll start gaining multi-layer points over time. I don't know the max number on that. It might not even have a max number. That might go above like the 40,000 that you can get with some other skills. That's about it for Stagnator. It's it's just really good. It's essentially time warp or time manipulation. Everything around you just stops moving, but it only works on on enemy mobs or non-allied mobs. So you can still like break blocks and pick stuff up. It doesn't fully stop everything like the world or whatever. So in many ways, it's just better. In its evolved form, Bushiasta, which basically does the same thing instead of doing like Severer so something can't heal, instead it pay no attention to that for a moment. Instead, it does like Susanoo's thing, where it gets rid of max HP, which, I mean, situationally, you might want Severer instead. Come to think of it, Severer instead of getting rid of max HP would probably be better if you're going for true hero than just lowering max HP and hoping you can hit stasis code again on them to get rid of it. But yeah, just get rid of max HP. That's pretty good against something that can heal over time. Like getting rid of max HP instead of stopping something from healing for a couple of minutes is really good if something has a lot of health and can heal very quickly. Looking at you, Charybdis. Anyways, it also has time manipulation. This is more akin to like the other time manipulation. You get time manipulation core for a couple of seconds. Everything around you just goes on it. That's cool. In action, instead of giving you multi-layer barrier points, that's a mouthful, but it's actually accurate. Instead of doing that, basically it makes you invulnerable as long as you hold that down. Thing is, with this pair of these collection of ultimate skills we got, I somehow accidentally became, what's the word? I literally just said the word and now I can't remember it. Indestructible, I guess, invulnerable, because we accidentally killed Hinata twice, testing to see if she could kill us, and the answer was just straight up no. In fact, the skills literally popped up in the chat saying, yeah, you can't die, or something like that. But inaction's pretty good. Stagnate, again, works pretty much the same. I think it might have... No, it actually has the same time limit on it. Oh, that was loud. I guess that gets super loud when it's used on multiple things. But basically, Stillness of One's Heart, basically kill everything within 30 blocks. Oh, whoops, I accidentally killed a Shadow Subordinate. Which leads us straight into Plunderer. Arise. So, Shadow Subordinates. Yeah, anyone watch Solo Leveling? Anyone read Solo Leveling? Yeah, we're Sung Jin Woo. We are the Shadow Monarch. We we kill things, and with its evolved form Laverna, if anything we kill becomes a shadow, and we can just like put them in our inventory. And if we get a significantly super powerful shadow, for instance, let's grab out Shadow Merge here. You have unmerged with your current shadow. Which one is it? Oh, that's rude. It deleted it. Don't delog while you're merged with something, I guess, because you won't get that shadow back. Which is very sad, because the shadow I was merged with was an Ifrit. So, Ifrit's pretty powerful. Like, let's see, 400 health currently with Inspiration, which one of our skills gives, goes up to 520. 150,000 EP. Shizu is here, and we can actually just go Shadow Storage, Shadow Merge here, and we're weaker with Shizu than with Ifrits, but it's still a pretty big power boost. You get all the flame magics. Basically, you kill stuff, you tame them, you can merge with one of your shadows, or with Laverna, you can just kill off all of your shadows nearby and gain all their EP, which is to say all of their magicules, and then you get all of their skills on top of that. And then you can just walk around with your friends in your pocket. It's a pretty cool skill. Like, and then it's just got this thing where anything that touches this shadow is not going to be happy because their soul starts getting drained away. Plus, they get held in place and get a whole bunch of bad effects going on. Yeah, yeah, that's fighting for favorite skill position. That's a thing that's happening. Also, it doesn't just make that thing a subordinate like most of her skills do. What it actually does is kill them and then create a shadow subordinate that just has the same model. And anything that is, and all of the shadow things, all the shadow subordinates actually work fully, which means you can actually make tamed Grimoire of Gaia mobs follow you, which didn't happen normally. Actually, this works better with some other mods that weren't fully compatible, even if they had compatibility patches. But anyways, we were on here to do a little bit of a test, and then I started rambling and showing off cool skills again. And we're going back to Pernita. This is the skill that allows us to change our player size to between 1 and 0.2. 1 being 2 blocks, 0.2 being... is that actually half a block? I think that's half a block. Maybe a little bit lower. I'm not sure. I would say that's 20% size, which we can actually double check this, because right now, this is how tall we are. Let's actually just grab another block so we can do that and zoom in a little bit. Currently, we are 6 blocks tall, or 6.5 pixels tall, rather. Anatomy manipulation goes back up to 1. And if we shrink specifically makes you 20% height. And we are, once again, 6 blocks tall. So, yeah, that 0.2 is 0.2 times, or 0.2% of your basic height. Which, I'm assuming if we started at 3 blocks, would actually make us, would be the same. Like if we did shrink at 3 blocks tall. What would be the best way to show that? Going back to Greater Daemon, maybe? Slash Tensura race Greater Daemon. Ability. Or nope. Race. This is actually something I'm curious about. Greater Daemon. I think there's obviously other races in here that probably would have been easier, but this is the one we're going for because I know this one works. Actually, Lesser Daemon I know works. I'm not sure how big Greater Daemon is. But yeah, now we're 3 blocks tall. If we Pernita to that, yeah. So that's 20% of our current height. As this race instead, we're actually bigger than we would be as a Chaos doll. So let's just go back to Chaos doll, because starting at a small size. Let's go for slime. Let's go for slime, because we're here for a test that I know how it works. But I know how this test is going to go because I did some slight testing with it before because I thought it wasn't going to work. But now I know it is, so... Slime. Slimes start at a half block. That's cool. Okay, we're already a pixel and a half tall. I haven't even used anything else. Okay. We're... Oh my goodness. Oh, we're too small. We're actually phasing through blocks. We are the size of a flea. So, I have Reaper and Hades here, because I was told by, who asked it again? Odyssey Slime brought up, what if you were to, like, stack Hades, Reaper, Compulsor, which is to say Pernita, and Shrink, how small would you get? I was expecting there to be a minimum size. Reaper? Oh my... Reaper would make us so small that we actually wrap back around to being big again. What if we do Shrink instead? Okay. As a slime, we would... Maybe this is a case of order of operations. Hold on. Oh. I'm not happy. Normal slime size. Cool. If I go ahead and do Shrink now to minimize our size by 20% to 20%. It seems like okay, we're a single pixel tall. Or are we? We might be a pixel and a half tall. I'm not sure, because we're still the same width. Oh, we're only a single pixel. We are a single pixel tall. It is physically not possible to be smaller than this. Yeah. Yeah, this is silly. As a 2-block high thing, what I did was shrink and then do that, and I got pretty small, but... Goodbye. Interesting. That didn't actually become a, subordinates. Oh. Rude game. We actually grew a pixel at some point. I guess Shrink ran out? Okay, Shrink ran out. Shrink only has a minute. Shrinking actually makes us bigger right now, which is actually, that's pretty funny. Back up to normal heights. If we do Reaper, or... Yeah. That's the Hades clone. One of them halves our size. Let's do Reaper's thing instead. It's a bit more controllable. So if we Reaper, we go down to this size. Cool. If we shrink from Reaper, we don't shrink anymore because we would shrink too much, I guess. Either that or it doesn't know how to deal with the information there. So you kind of get a choice between Hades and Shrink as far as those two go. So let's turn off Reaper. Shrink didn't actually give us anything, but if we do Shrink first, we're down here. Anatomy control. And we're back down to our single pixel adventures. Oh, you literally can't see anything in single player because you are too small, and in first person because you are too small and phasing into the ground. Oh, this is... Oh, I thought they just couldn't see me. I'm in survival mode. Never mind. Oh, oh, I love this. This test was even better than I was expecting. Like, let's go back to Chaos Stall for a moment. Edit race, TR Mysticism, Chaos Stall. Chaos Stall is under C, obviously, for Chaos. Chaos Metalloid, rather. So, anatomy manipulation is off, so we're back to 1 block high. If we now shrink, that will bring us to like 5.5 pixels or whatever it is for 20%. I don't quite remember. Anatomy manipulation. Okay. We're 1.2 pixels tall right now. So we 100% would be significantly smaller if there was any minimum size. Like, the minimum size is 1 pixel. Like, guaranteed. Otherwise, we would have been so much bigger than that. Oh, shrink ran out already? That's rude, game. I have to get out of anatomy manipulation, go into shrink, then go back into anatomy manipulation and shrink once again to get to this point. Literally phasing through a block. Oh, oh, this is so much. This is great. Oh, oh, if I keep... Oh, nope, sorry. Sorry, that flashing is bad. But if I kept doing it, I think there's a decent chance I would literally phase into the block. Like, we're doing little glitches, but we're mostly just popping back out. I might just submerge myself at some point if I'm not careful. Oh, this test was even better than I was hoping for. Anyways, I think that's about it. I'll see you in the morning when we're going into the actual series, or actual series finale? Mid-series finale? I don't know. Well, it's probably going to be the same world, but it might be a new series. Anyways, I'll see you in the morning. I think I actually have other stuff to record tonight, so yeah, look forward to that. Hello, everybody. My name's Ardendris, and welcome back to Tensura Roguelited. I'm gonna actually start saying it right, as we're in what is probably the final episode. Wait a second, no, I did the intro during that little clip I recorded last night. Never mind, I don't have to do that. Anyways, we're back. We're in the main world now. Divine fish and all that stuff. All of our magic skills is going strong. And now, there's only 3 skills left to look at. Veldora, Velgrynd, and Azathoth. The version has been rewound, so now the BTR skills should be working fully again. We do lose access to all the really cool skills, like, I loved that little bit of going through all of those new ultimate skills, but we'll get to see them properly in action when things are fixed up a little bit in new versions that we'll probably see whenever they return. We'll get back to Minecraft. Whenever they get... Words are hard. Whenever they get updated and fixed, we'll return to this series. For now, this is going to be the last episode. And either tomorrow or the next day, I'm not quite sure. Technically speaking, we're going to be running 2 series for the next little bit. We just started up Ezra Best Definitive Edition yesterday, and that's going to be fun. I've only recorded the first episode so far. And then that's going to be running for like a week or 2. And once we're on like episode, either starting tomorrow, it's only going to be Ezra Beth, and then I'll start up with Persona 5 again on the next day, or I'm just going to record. You're going to see Persona 5 tomorrow too. I'm not 100% sure yet. It's whether or not I can get the time to record both tomorrow and the next days and every other day. Not entirely sure how that's going to go yet. But anyways, I'm digressing pretty severely right now. We're here to take a look at the dragons and Azathoth, so let's get to an empty bar real quick. Now, these skills, Veldora and Velgrynd both take 60 million MP, right? 50 million for Veldora and 50 million for Velgrynd. Cool, that's a lot. And then this one needs you to master Spacetime Domination, Raphael, Beelzebub, Veldora, Velgrynd, have 50,000 souls or Hero Egg, and have 50 subordinates and 65 million MP. That list just keeps going. Spacetime Domination we have, but don't have mastered, so we're gonna end up having to cheat that one. Unless we think we can pretty quickly master it. Where, I don't actually have it on a bar, I guess. Spacetime Domination, where is it? Oh wait, no, we do have it mastered. Did I already cheat that, or did I actually do that legitimately? I don't know. Anyways, Raphael / Frieren has been mastered forever, basically. Beelzebub is mastered. All we're missing is the dragon skills, basically. And all of those, all the dragon skills and the MP. I don't know if we have 50 subordinates yet. I think the answer is probably no, but I could just, like, chosen one heroes hockey, just force tame a bunch of stuff and probably make up for it. Although I do have, like, 30 slimes right now or something like that. Or 5, 10, 50. Oh, it's only 20. I guess I cleared them out a little bit ago. So, oh. Oh yeah, I did put TR Angels back in, didn't I? Did we think we're at 20? Oh, why did those fish die and not tame? That's weird. Like the normal fish auto-tamed, but not the, land fish or whatever they're called. Anyways, just do this. We were probably at 50 subordinates by now, or at least pretty close to it. I'm hoping that doesn't mean name subordinates and just subordinates, period. The fact that it doesn't say named makes me think that maybe it's just all. So we should be fine on that front. Now, just need a whole bunch of MP. So we need 50 million to do BTR, not alteration, acquisition or something like that, / BTR Ultima acquire, that's what it is. Veldora, you need a whole bunch of magicules. So we're in cheat mode. This feels pretty rough, actually, trying to get that legitimately. I mean, maybe with some of the new skills in the mysticism one, like if you could shadow, turn a whole bunch of super powerful things, super powerful mobs into shadows with Laverna, and then consume all of them, that would start racking you up stuff pretty quickly. Actually, that's probably the best mob for the best ability if you want to get a whole bunch of MP or whatever. Anyways, I just keep digressing. Maybe I don't want to end this series, but there's nothing really left to see at this point. So, stat, magicule, add, max. We need 50 million. There's all that. I'm curious if killing something is going to be like, wow, it did not want me to kill that Enderman. If I were to kill, like, random fish here. Okay, it didn't actually do anything. Figured I'd double check it. So now, we should be able to do BTR Ultima acquire Veldora. And it stole all of our magicules. I'm assuming it's going to be hiding in here. No pop-up, which is a little bit sad. And once again, we are getting the skill unlearned. Changed mode. Coming soon, dragon release. Storm magic. What is going on? Why are some of these ultimate skills coming unlearned and I can't actually... Yeah, I can't learn the skill for some reason. It exists, but I can't use it. Why? This isn't the first time we see this happen, but... Let's try acquiring Velgrynd and seeing if that one will work as intended. Once again, no pop-up saying we got it, and... yeah, Veldora came unlearned, but Velgrynd didn't. Either that or that's just the gray for Veldora, and it's just the exact same gray as an unlearned skill, which I hope that's not the case. That probably needs changing if it is. Anyways, since Velgrynd looks like it's going to be working, I guess we'll start with that one, and then I'll try and figure out what's wrong with Veldora. So Velgrynd, acquired via Raphael Mastered and 50 million MP. Passives, plus 30 fire damage, and you gain Flame Manip and Domination, Flame Resistance and Nullification, Dragon Eye, Skin, Ear Mode, Divine Key release. All of that good stuff. I mean, you probably already have all that stuff by this point, but okay. Scorch Mode. Okay, it has two modes, Scorch Mode and Dragon Release. We saw before Dragon Release isn't in. That was Scorch Mode. I think that said it had other skills on it. Crouch on usage for other modes. Number 1, release an instant Scorch Spear that knocks all your opponents away and while dealing a bunch of damage. Oh, excuse me. Breathes flames, dealing damage over time. Cast a Storm that burns anything in the 25 block radius, dealing 300 damage over time. And then Dragon Release is going to be coming in the next version. So, Scorch Magic. Whoops. There's, like, it's... This is... Okay, so effectively, like a hockey effect, it just sort of happens for a moment. It doesn't last very long. Dragon Breath. It's not a click and hold. Gotta say. Oh, that's a lot of damage. 300 there. A 4,000 on the Dragon Breath. A little 300 little blip with that fire aura thing. Release an instant Scorch Spear that knocks all your opponents 15 blocks away while dealing 1,200. Maybe this last one needs to be mastered for it, but it's Scorch Spear is that one. I would have expected the Dragon Breath to be like a little bit of a hold, but it just sort of happens. And you have to be instant with that. Like, you can't hold that button down for more than a half seconds. It keeps saying Dragon Breath when even I have something else clicked. So, I don't know. That Fire Breath does 4,000 damage, which is something good. But I have a feeling that's probably already being adjusted from Flame Manip and whatnot. 4,000. 300. Yeah, those it's not actually affected by flame manipulation. I guess because it gives you flame domination, so it doesn't want to make you too strong. But also, it's a super expensive ultimate skill. I don't know. It's not that exciting so far. Like, the extra skills you would get from acquiring this one are nice, but just on its own, this isn't really exciting me very much. But let's just go ahead. Also, it has not gained a single learning point, interestingly enough. Mastery for BTR Ultima, Velgrynd. Does this unlock that third mode we saw? Velgrynd's mastery points have been set to 500. You've mastered the usage. That's still 300. That's 4,400 now. And yeah, there's no new... Huh. I don't know. I was hoping for something cooler. Like, I think other... Like this Firestorm thing that burns anything in a 25 block radius, dealing 300 damage over time. Hold on, that's not the Scorch Spear, that's... Yeah, I think this is the Firestorm skill, and we're not actually doing the first one, maybe? I don't know. Like, Scorch Magic releases an instant Scorch Spear that knocks all of your opponents 15 blocks away while dealing 1,200 damage. But I can't seem to actually do that. I only have these two modes with it. I don't know. For a skill based off one of the divine or one of the true dragons, this I was hoping for something more. Like, that's... this isn't great. Like, what if I just grab out Firebolt real quick? Like, the most basic of basic fire spells. Firebolt, it's not even mastered yet. Let's see. So, the combined damage is outclassing the, like, little area of effect thing around you. Oh yeah, this doesn't actually get more powerful, it just loses its cooldown, that's right. But, let's see, what's the Fire Breath? Yeah, the Fire Breath is a bunch stronger, but also a little bit harder to use. I don't know. I don't know. It's definitely stronger fire magic than we have with our basic stuff. But also it's just there. I don't know. One of the true Scorched Dragon Velgrynd, with all her courage, put the whole world ablaze. Flames surround all the hope from your opponents, and all that power under your control. It feels like it should be really cool. It just... Oh, now I can use Veldora's thing. It wasn't working a moment ago. So, it's... I'm a little disappointed. I'm not gonna hide that fact. Anyways, Veldora. Are they both gonna be like that, where it's just, you get wind magic, you get fire magic, but it's definitely stronger than the basic versions of those. But also, that's kind of just it. I hope not. I hope there's more to it. Obviously, there is going to be more to it eventually with Dragon Release, but for now, I don't know. Anyways, let's see if we can actually use all three modes. Storm Magic releases an instant storm gust that knocks all of your opponents 15 blocks away while dealing 1200 damage. Okay. I'm assuming I'm on mode 2, which is this Wind Breath. Breathes wind, dealing 500 on mastery damage over time. Wind manipulation, like, that's not actually doing 500, it's doing more than that. What if I turn off the wind domination manipulations real quick? Yeah, this one's getting boosted from wind domination, but the fire one wasn't for some reason. Interesting. Let me double check this real quick. If I do flame manipulation turn off again, or flame manipulation and domination rather, and I go for the fire breath, oh, that's the wrong skill. Yeah, this flame breath is doing 4400 without anything else boosting it. Yeah, I don't know. These skills just don't work like how I was expecting them to, and kind of how I was hoping them to, I guess. Anyways, so that's the Wind Breath from Veldora. Dragon Breath, Storm Gust. Looks like there's a third one that it cycles through, like, instantly, but when it changes between the two, but it doesn't stay on it long enough to even read. Dragon Breath. Also, you can't just, like, click it. It has, like, a half-second cooldown where you try to activate it again. Well, you can sort of spam click it, but if you try to time it, sometimes the middle click of the middle of 3 clicks just doesn't activate it unless you're clicking super fast. I don't know. Storm Gush. Okay, that one's kind of cool. Okay, that feels like what... Yeah, that feels like part of what Velgryn's supposed to do, but the wind version of it. Dragon Release doesn't exist yet. Storm Gush. Oh, you can't change modes while it's on cooldown. I don't know. The Veldora one, I don't know. It's hard to put my finger on it. It's actually gaining mastery points, which is it is better than Velgrynd, because Velgrynd didn't gain anything from using it. It feels better. It's hard to explain. Like, just the fact that I can see that getting actually shot makes me feel like it's working more as intended. Okay, that knockback's kind of silly. And I can feel what this is doing. Velgrynd just sort of happens. This one feels more... I don't know the right words. Yeah. It's still not great. It's still not as good as I was expecting, but obviously there's parts of it that still need fixing anyways, so maybe there's parts of it that just aren't working properly yet, like the third mode for either of them. I don't know. Just, it's, it's there. It does a lot of damage. Its effect is powerful, at least compared to like the normal wind stuff. I'm not sure if just on their own I would consider either of the dragon skills like super powerful. They're super expensive, as they should be, because they're true dragon skills. But they're just there? I don't know. It's not what I was hoping for. Let's just go with that, I think. Anyways, this one would actually master pretty quickly if I just keep doing that. But we're just going to do Mastery for Veldora anyways. Here we go. Dragon Breath, Storm Gush, Dragon Breath, Storm Gush. Okay, did not actually gain anything extra. Does it do extra damage now? 4,800. I think that was only doing that was only 4,000 a moment ago. So yes, and that's doing an extra 10% too. So it's basically a 10% boost over what it was doing already, which is 10%'s not nothing, but compared to some of the other mastery boosts, compared to like the unmastered version, once again, just not as strong as I was hoping for or kind of expecting. But with all of that, I believe all that we're missing for Azathoth is going to be the MP, right? Space-time domination we already checked and is mastered. Raphael's been mastered forever. Beelzebub is mastered. Veldora and Velgrynd we just did. We're a hero egg, so we don't really have to worry about the souls. Subordinates, I think we have. I think it's just that. So, Tensura edits me, stat MP, set max to 65. Oh, excuse me. Or add to max 65,000, so I actually have some extra to work with. 65 million, not thousand like I just said. Now, how does this work? I forget, is this tied to BTR alteration or BTR acquire? Probably alteration then. So, how do you do this? Veldora, Velgrynd aren't there. Space-time domination's not there. I don't see Beelzebub, and I don't see... Yeah, I don't see Beelzebub or Raphael either. So, how do you actually acquire Azathoth? Mastered all of those. Maybe I'm short on subordinates, so what if I go ahead and start doing Chosen One hockey to, like, force tame a bunch of stuff? Let's see. I'm really hoping these all count as subordinates, and it's not going to make me actually name 50 things, because that would be a little... that would take a bit. Okay, like, I just auto-tamed so many fish, I definitely have 50 subordinates at this point. And I've accidentally killed a handful of things too, which definitely makes me think that I also have the... Which means I would have gotten the extra little EP that usually required for evolution. This is gonna be named subordinates, isn't it? Because that didn't work clearly. I don't know. Maybe I just run around naming things, subduing them for a little bit? I don't know. I was expecting this to have already worked. Like, I have all the skills mastered, right? Just to double check. Space-time manipulation. Right here. Mastery 100. Cool. Ultimate skills for Beelzebub, 100. Freeren's at 100. Veldora's at 100. Velgryn's at 100. So, mastered. Hero egg we already are. 50,000 souls and hero egg, is that what you need? I'm going to assume probably not, because I literally have 0 souls right now. So I'm going to, hopefully not, maybe more accurately. And I definitely have the MP, so that's making me think that it's just not counting all of the Chosen One teams as the right thing. So I guess I'm going to run around naming and subduing a bunch of things for a little bit, is going to be the way I do it. 3, 4. Target is already named. I guess I hit the wrong thing. This is going to take a little bit, but hopefully this is just what I'm missing. I'll see you in a moment, I guess. Hopefully this works. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm missing. I might have to look more into it outside of the game. Okay, there we go. For whatever reason, it was no longer counting as if I had the hero egg. I had to do that command again. Oh, actually, no, I know what happened. I forgot to reset that I had the hero egg on this run. What happened here? Sandalphon is available to learn. Sandalphon is available to learn. Anyways, I should still have Beelzebub and all that stuff. Really? I lost Beelzebub? I'm fairly certain it said that that wasn't supposed to be lost in the exchange. Do I still have space-time domination? I do. Do I have Veldora and Velgrynd? No, those ones are also lost. I'm fairly certain it said those weren't supposed to be lost, unless I misread it. It doesn't say so on here, but on... Yeah, it says Beelzebub. Oh, it says will be lost. I misread it. Never mind. Cool. That's our inventory out of Predator, or out of Beelzebub, rather. So, let's grab out Azathoth, shall we? It comes to the void thyself, absorb the universe with your power without moving, almost like you're asleep. No one shall wake you from your slumber, Azathoth. Darkness, I cannot read that. Darkness, gravity vortex. Soul consumption. Gluttony, nihility collapse, imaginary space, multi-dimensional barrier, space-time domination, dragon release. Is there a way for me to quickly grab everything off the ground and put it into the stomach, like Predator style or whatever? I hope so, otherwise I'm gonna be here just grabbing stuff for a moment. Let me try and grab all this stuff. I don't think there's anything super important in here, but just in case. Okay, I just double checked, and just like all the other ones, skill storage for Azathoth does exist. Or not skill sets, skill storage of Azathoth. I think this is an even better version than a lot of the other ones we saw as far as those skills go. So just do like this. And there's other ways to access this. We'll be going over that in a moment. Does it max out at 1024, it looks like? Okay, that's probably good to know. Oh wait, no, it keeps going. In fact, it might be infinite in each slot. I just don't obviously have infinite amounts of netherite right now to check that out. Just keep going. Eventually I'll start running out of stuff. I wish I could just click and hold this and it would automatically fill down, but I have to like start scrolling, which kind of slows this down a bit. Also, be careful. It will sometimes just do that weird glitchy thing. And now what is happening with this thing? Hold on. Anyways, I'm just gonna keep throwing stuff in here. I'll see you when everything's picked up. I can always just go through this later on. Okay. Let me just set all of our subordinates just to stay put real quick. Stay. Also, I'm gonna keep constantly taking damage on behalf of the landfish because of Guardian. Anyways, time to actually go over the main event, shall we? So, Azathoth. As a baseline, extra spatial damage. Do we have swipe on a bar? I don't think I saw it, but here's our typical test. And I think that's a true passive, which means I can't turn that off. This run also doesn't have Uriel, so I don't know how much we're going to be doing. Swipe. What? Oops. Was that 22 or 2 million? I'm not sure. Stop teleporting me and actually do the attack, please. No, stop teleporting me and actually... Why? Game? Game? Please? Why? Why? Oh. Oh, that's only 2 million. That's a little bit sad. I was expecting more from that plus 50 boost. Although, maybe that's not that big of a deal. I think this gets modified by, like, spatial domination and whatnot, but as a baseline, it's not much. If it's in slot, it gives a total of 20 spiritual damage per tick, corrosion damage, and Fear 4 effects for 30 seconds. So things don't like getting hit. Cool, good to know. I think it also has a toggle. Might as well toggle that. Maybe that's spatial... Oh, the spatial damage was tied to the toggle. Cool. Is that 67 million? I have to wait for poison and corrosion and whatnot to run out so I can see. But I'm fairly certain that was 67 million. Nope. Nope, that's 112 million. Okay, now it's being halved to 67 million. Maybe it had an extra effect that made it take double damage and it just ran out. I'm not sure what effect that would be. But there's that. That's pretty cool. 67 million's new is the new highest amount of damage. We don't have Hercules in this run, which was already the victor, so I can't fully see it side by side. But I think Hercules would be like 80 million or something like that. Point 0. If it's in the slot, it instantly breaks any barrier. Nullifications are treated as non-existent. Okay. So we've only seen that with Susanoo so far. Everything else just treats them as resistances. Ignores dodges and crit chance. Spatial blockade is ignored. And we are immune to time stop. Okay, that's a pretty important set of skills right there. What skill makes what skill is what part of this is sometimes making swipe do double damage? I'm not sure. So far, it's pretty powerful. Like, it's that alone is a big change because it's like 30 times the damage on the most powerful skill. The damage over time, fear effects, all the poisons and whatnot, though some of those might be from other things. Instantly break any barrier, nullifications don't exist, all of this stuff, instantly powerful. We have 7 more pages to look through. Matter repulsion. This is the toggle. Entities in the radius of 10 blocks get pushed away. Every not allied entity that gets 5 blocks close and is 1% weaker than the player, or that is 10% below their max HP, will immediately die. Every projectile or physical attack is ignored. Okay, not even just physical nullification. It's just better than that. I just don't care about their existence. But it's slightly worse pushing away than Antaeus. But unlike with Antaeus, if something somehow does manage to get close, it just ceases to exist. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, we're already pushing strongest skill. Like, the odds of this not being the strongest skill are probably lower than the odds of it actually being the strongest skill. Anyways, that's only page 3. We have 6 more. Isolation is the true passive, cleans every harmful effect. Dragon Unification. Upon acquiring Azathoth, your EP will increase by a grand total of 162 million divided by Aura and MP, 82 million. That didn't happen? Although we also had that weird thing where Sandalphon got learned like 100 times in a row. So that might have happened. It's just, it instantly got deleted. We do have 87 million aura, so there's a decent chance that it actually did. So that's cool. Yes, I put back in angels for some reason. I probably shouldn't have because it broke some things. So that's all cool. We're already looking really awesome. Darkness, Gravity, Vortex. We're into the active effects. Creates a black hole that expands continuously, pulling everyone in 50 block radius as it absorbs everything and everyone below 5% of your maximum EP around. 20,000 damage and draining a bunch of MP from those who are stronger. The longer you hold it, the less cooldown you'll obtain, gaining 100% of their EP the first time. Its absorption gets bigger as its size does. Feed it until it explodes into its disappearance from reality, eaten by its own power, only leaving chaos behind. Acquire any ultimate skill in below. This just keeps going. What does that last part say? Acquire any ultimate skill in below with this power that was given, but do not allow it to get into your mind, as thy is only a vessel to Azathoth. Oh, this skill. Darkness, Gravity, Vortex. Oh. What is happening? I saw a power scale 4 there, somewhere's in the middle. Let's try flying with this skill, shall we? Oh, it put it on a 5-minute cooldown or something like that, or 8 minutes, I think. Whole skill on cooldown, whole skill's on cooldown. Do we want to circle back to the black hole? Let's circle back to the black hole, shall we? Let's go ahead and do the cooldown thing. Yeah, this is 1 player per world, so I think whoever gets this skill just wins. Anyways, next up is soul consumption. We'll come back to the whole black hole shenanigans in a second, because that's probably the big thing about it. Soul consumption. Kill anything below 5% of your maximum EP, or that is within 10% below their max HP that defies you in the radius of 40 blocks. So, this is once again merciless, but I think it's got an even longer range on it. Oh, we're killing fish all the way out there. So, yeah. Even better merciless. Cool. Gluttony. That's, I'm assuming, just going to work like gluttony, but maybe it's better now. Let's see. Consume and absorb everything within 50 blocks, stealing their skills, acquiring any ultimate and below with this power, dealing whole bunches and bunches and bunches of damage. I just realized I completely deleted the dummy from existence. I need new ones. I'm not in cheat mode. There we go. So, gluttony is on 0 blocks, 50 blocks. There's all that. Consume to all instead. It does kind of have to go in order. It can't just instantly delete 50 blocks. It does take a second, but yeah, it just deletes things from existence. Oh yeah, I need to turn off blocks when it comes to eating, like training on a dummy. So the physical damage you can see there isn't amazing. The thing is, this hits on the spiritual side, which is kind of maybe more important at this point. Okay. Nihility Collapse. Weapon attacks deal 4 times their normal damage for 10 minutes. Oh. Rapid fire doing 1,200 damage a second. Or... oh yeah, then it's like an extra 300 on top of that magic damage. Or was this holy? This is magic. So, yeah, rapid firing. Oh yeah, DPS, hold on. It's just gonna keep racking up, although this is very loud. That's just gonna keep going up, I think. I'm curious when that would max out, but doing that for very long is not fun. So, just a very powerful power boost. Did that just run out? No, I'm thinking that might still be on here somewhere. Is it that? Azathoth Void just keeps resetting, I think, so maybe not. I'm not sure. Anyways, Nihility Collapse. That's pretty cool. Still have a couple pages to go. Our dummy friend there is just not having a good time. Gluttony, Nihility, Imaginary Space. So this one has 2 modes now. Crouch, just for infinite storage. Or, if we crouch... Whoops. Hello, Serial Backup. You're not what I meant to do. I changed things. Imaginary Space, Imaginary World. Imaginary Space just gives us access to this. We have 10,000 buckets of water in here. We seem to have lost all the lava that I had in here, too. Also, trying to find the items in here is kind of hard, actually. Because it doesn't quite work fully well. It's like some things will just duplicate themselves into multiple rows occasionally. Some things just disappear entirely. Actually, finding them you have to be incredibly careful with. So that's all cool. Oh, I did not mean to change the multi-layer. We're still looking at Imaginary Space. Imaginary World. And... Loading. Loading. There we go. We're in a block. There we go. So, yeah. This is our world. I cannot fly, but it also seems like the world is not loading properly. So, it's just a massive world of amethyst, and it is all ours. It looks... I should have racial skill... Oh wait, no, I don't have racial skill fly anymore. I do have a bunch of skills for flight, but I have to activate and deactivate gravity domination. But we can just sort of keep going. This is our entire imaginary world. It's apparently it's infinite, and we can just do whatever we want here. Let's actually take a quick look at exactly the writing on it. Storage with almost infinite space, a dimension under your control. Build, destroy as you prefer. It's infinite space, never ending. That's all cool. Ow. And then, multi-layer barrier. We've seen this plenty of times before. Oh, it's on cooldown. Like, everything else is on cooldown except for the way to leave this place. So, let's fix that. 60,000. I think that's the strongest multi-layer barrier we've seen so far. But also not the most exciting of things to take a look at. And then I believe space-time domination works the same way as the actual space-time domination skill. Time stop, unless it's actually a stronger version, which is highly plausible. Time stop, time warp, instant motion. So it doesn't actually see... Interestingly enough, the dragon release isn't listed on there. And we actually lost access to Veldora and Velgryn's fire and wind ability is the part that was actually working properly, or semi-properly at least. So, we technically lost out on that, but is that really a problem with everything else? Time warp is that again. Instant motion, I think is just like a little 200 block blip, and then finally is time stop, which I'm not going to activate. We've seen that plenty of times before. Actually, we've seen 2 different versions of it, the one in this world and the one in the Mysticism one. So that's all pretty cool. I think that's basically the end of it. Dragon release takes away like 500,000 magicules and then instantly runs back out. It's just not working yet, I guess. Let's try leaving this world, because we have to retry the black hole, and it doesn't appear to want to work in there. Loading terrain. And my magic sense took a second to actually compute that I was supposed to, you know, have magic sense. Darkness, gravity, vortex. Once again, can my flights just stop stopping, please? Supposed to have permanent flight, basically. There we go. I had to activate it, deactivate it, then activate it again, I guess. Anyways, set that cooldown to 0. Azathoth. So, this is, it's looking pretty Antaeus-y. This looks like it's working like Lapse Blue from, Antaeus. Although, not exactly the same. Also, apparently, if I just hold this down forever, it will eventually explode. I'm curious what that entails, like what power scale and what level it needs to be. Anyways, I'm just holding a black hole in place. What power scale is it? Does this need to go to like power scale 20? Apparently the longer you hold it, you'll have a lesser cooldown, so I'm also curious about that. Also, I don't know what this skill does when it's mastered. It's an excellent question, actually. And, you know what? I'm just gonna be here for a moment. It's, I can't really go away I can't really pause it, because I don't know when it's going to do its thing, so I have to kind of watch the whole thing. But, we're just gonna be here for a moment, I guess. Okay, it looks like it maxes out at power scale 40? Oh wait, no, the explosion thing was about feeding it too much, and it grows bigger with more it eats, right? Is that how it works? I don't remember. Odds that this is a Hinata insta-kill? Like 100%, right? Like, I very, 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 very much doubt that Hinata is not going to die. But, can I just keep feeding this thing? It feels like it's getting bigger, but it's so hard to tell. Also, so many fish are paying the price for simply existing in my vicinity. Oh, it's definitely getting bigger. I have to fly. Oh, it just ran out. I don't think I released it. Also, yeah, it has a 4-minute cooldown when it reaches power 40 versus the, like, 8 or whatever it was at 0 or whenever we released it the first time. But what was that about making it explode? Get rid of the cooldown again. Let me reread this. Let's see. Dragon unification. Create a black hole that expands continuously, pulling everyone in 50 block radius as it absorbs everything and everyone below 5% of your maximum EP, dealing a whole bunch of stuff. Just super powerful. The longer you hold it, less cooldown. Gain all of their EP the first time. The absorption gets bigger as its size does. Feed it until it explodes, only leaving chaos behind. Okay. So, I have to feed this thing a bunch of stuff, and eventually it will explode. Oh, those poor things just got sucked in. Sadly, it gets a little bit loud holding onto this thing for too long. And does it have to eat mobs, or or does eating blocks count towards its explosion thing? This is going to be a little bit difficult to actually test, I think. I don't know what I'm doing fully. Oh, plus if you go a little bit too much with it, it starts causing some serious lag. So, I'm just gonna keep feeding this thing for a little bit, and eventually it's probably going to explode. I feel like it's getting bigger with with all the mobs that are in my path right now, but it's so hard to tell. This is like a black spear in my face right now. But I'm just gonna do this. I'll see you in a moment, I think. I don't think the rain's really helping all that much. Oh, I've made mistakes. Oh, why did I fly into a bamboo forest? This was an awful idea. Leave. Hopefully just leaving will fix this somewhat. Ah, ow, I'm flying through more bamboo. This was a bad idea. How are we doing? I'm still eating things. We're at 40 power. I don't know. I'm not seeing big old explosions just yet. Explodes into his disappearing from the universe. I'm so curious what this actually means. Like, how much do I have to feed this thing? Oh, you can see our magicules. I just looked up to the left, and the magicules are going silly. Aw. I was hoping for big old explosions, like universe-destroying explosions, kind of. Like, that probably wouldn't be good if I wanted to use this world again, but I wanted to see it. Feed it until it explodes into his disappearance from reality, eaten by its own power, only leaving chaos behind. That sounds so cool. That doesn't sound like, oh, the skill just stopped working and deactivated automatically. That's not what that makes me think of. I don't know. Maybe it's an extra thing when it's mastered, which we're actually getting pretty close. So, cooldown. If I just hold Soul Consume, I think this should actually train it pretty quickly. We're holding Gluttony as well over time. This skill, unlike some of the other ones, doesn't have an easy way to just instantly train it, does it? Or maybe if it gains points via instant motion? Okay, it does. That's probably the most efficient way. I think the mastery points are like every 5 seconds with the hold abilities, so this on a 5-second cooldown might be better. Also, it might just gain training points over time because it has a toggle ability. I'm not sure. But just 2 or 3 more, I think, should get this mastered. That bar is very close. This skill is so cool. This skill is just really, really cool. Dragon Release still doesn't do anything. We've gained 200,000 EP, kind of on accident. And now I'm curious how some of these things work. Soul Consumption might just be able to kill things a little bit better. So I'm assuming that didn't change. Or did it? There's an easy way to tell. How much damage does Swipe do now? Okay, no, Swipe is still just maxing out at 67 million damage, so that's not any better. Like 0, Meta Repulsion. That I'm assuming is just the same. Maybe it kills things that are a little bit stronger than they were before. Dragon Unification and whatnot, those probably all work the same. I'm not sure of how you would make this go better. Maybe it just takes up faster, or maybe it has a lesser cooldown. Like, some mastery things just end up being about cooldowns. Gluttony probably just does a little bit more damage. Maybe weapon attacks are slightly stronger than they were before. Again, easy way to check. 1,000. And then all that stuff. Nihility, a collapse. I think that's an extra 100 damage on top of what it was before. I don't know fully. Imaginary Space probably works the same, but again, lesser cooldown. Multi-dimensional barrier. I'm curious if... No, that's the same. Yeah, I'm going to assume the mastery for this one is probably just mostly cooldowns on some skills. But... Oh, this power scale is so much faster. Hold on. That poor pillager, they were kind of just locked mid-air, unable to do anything for a moment before they were consumed. But this thing is going to hit 40 power scale so much faster now. And I'm curious if its cooldown from after that is going to be lesser too. But 40 power scale? No, its basic cooldown is still the same. That's still good though. If you just like click it and release it, it still has the same cooldown. So what's the thing about releasing it after holding it for longer having a lesser cooldown? This doesn't appear to be true. Anyways, I'm gonna give this one more try, trying to feed this thing until it explodes in chaos or whatever, because that sounds really cool and I want to see it happen, but I don't know if that really means anything right now. It kind of seems like it might just mean it deactivates when it's been on too long. That's not what it sounds like, but it's what it seems like right now. So, I'll see you in one more moment. How we looking? This is not exploding yet. I'm curious if this now has a max, like, hold down button. That could also be the... Ow, I did not release it. Once again, it just sort of just turns off on its own after you've held it for long enough. Is that what it means? That doesn't feel like what, oh, it evolves into chaos, leaving only chaos behind. That doesn't feel like giant explosion. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe you need to feed it specifically, like 1,000 mobs before it runs out, maybe? I don't know. I'm curious if there's more info on that somewhere so I can look up what that actually does. So, 1 second before we end off, I'm going to see if I can't find more concrete, like, oh, this is what it means by chaos explosion. I can't find any more specific information on it. Apparently this skill isn't fully finished yet. It's still a work in progress. So I'm assuming that's probably part of it, the whole nihility collapsing into chaos and explosions and whatnot. That part's probably not fully implemented yet. But, yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty cool skill. And it allows you to steal ultimate skills. Like, of course that makes this the best skill. Like Black Hole, it's basically, it's got the blue from Antaeus, or I guess in this case, instead of Lapse Blue, it's Black Hole. So that's pretty cool. Even better Merciless. It's even better Gluttony. Annihility Collapse isn't that exciting, but it is powerful. It is a pretty big damage boost. Imaginary Space has got another full dimension to play in. That's cool. Multi-layer barrier, it's there. The fact that this thing should have given us 162 million EP, that's pretty exciting. Space time domination. The actual time stop, it's I probably won't use, and I've only used it like a couple of times, but like time warp and instant motion, they're both nice. Dragon release, that's soon to come. And then we're back to the black hole. So yeah, I mean, this is the strongest skill. Like, I don't think that's in question. It is also super expensive to actually get a hold of, like a grand total of 165 million EP. And that's not counting the EP that you require to get Beelzebub and Frieren, Raphael. So yeah, it's a very expensive skill, but oh boy, is it worth it. So that's kind of it. We destroyed most of the world with this last little test, but we don't really have much else to see right now. Velgrynd and Veldora, they were both there. They don't feel like they're fully implemented working properly. Like there was an entire mode that I couldn't seem to access on both of them. So that's something. that's a little bit saddening, but a lot of this is still in progress stuff, so I can't be too mad about it. But so yeah, they were both there. Veldora felt more put together and felt nicer to use than Velgrynd, but it still wasn't perfect yet. And then Azathoth, the final ultimate skill, like the ultimate skill to end all ultimate skills. Literally, quite literally, we are the void. We are the ancient elder god of the void. But anyways, that's kind of it for this series for now, I guess. We'll be returning to this world whenever the extra Tensura bosses add-on gets added in. Maybe we'll return for the next Mysticism update whenever that is, or the next BTR update whenever that is. But those are both going to wait, I think. If there's like 20 new ultimate skills or whatever that get added into Mysticism and to BTR, then we might return to them if the bosses aren't in yet. But I think we're probably just going to hold off until the bosses are in. I think that's kind of the next point. But for right now, I want to thank you very much for watching. No idea what's going on with my character model right now. I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed as much as I have, and hope to see you next time. So, without further ado, take care, everybody. Should I go over what's going on next time? Yeah. So tomorrow, it might just be Ezerbeth. I don't know yet. That's up in the air. Otherwise, you'll be getting an episode of Persona at like 2 and an episode of Ezerbeth at 3:30, because I think that's when I scheduled the other one. And you'll probably be seeing an Ezerbeth at 3:30 after this one's done too. I don't know, not fully sure on the schedule, but there might be 2 videos for the next couple of weeks. Anyways, for real now, take care, everybody. So, once again, I want to thank everyone so much for watching, and we need to make a special thank you to the members of the channel, the Gaming Tornado and Yamato Tanagura. Thank you both so much for your support, and yeah, words. Words are hard. That's literally the members, what I called the members for right now for some reason. Any good ideas for what to change that to? Please leave them down below. That is just a placeholder. Anyways, for real now, thank you once again, and take care, everybody.